some of the codes here. Yeah, I'll probably be working in this area somewhere. Okay. Also, I'm just going to cast out just going to cast out on Farcaster, so if people want to jump in here, they can. Sweet. So welcome on in. If you have any questions, feel free to throw those in the chat and I can answer those. Let's check Stoke Fire, the game. So this is, if you've not seen, this is my mobile game that's all built on chain that I've been working on. And it's been pretty fun because over this last week, we've had like 200 people play, at least try it out. You know, they created their village and they were, you know, trying to grow their village, get more villagers, get more resources. So I don't know how well you can see this, but here's we can change the screen here. Here's my village. You can see the little fire going. I am currently in number 1. I have 295 score. I've got 260 villagers. And right now you can see my villagers are chopping wood. They'll be back in about an hour and 40 minutes. So the villagers will be back and then I can send them on their way to do something else for me. But yeah, it's going pretty well. You can see, let's see if I go here. You can see the leaderboard. So here's the leaderboard and people are starting to catch up to me. I'm in first place. There were actually other people that were at the same level as me. They even had a higher score than me, but they redeemed their rewards. So you can redeem your rewards to kind of cash in your rewards. But to do that, you have to start your village back at 0. So you're kind of resetting your village. And so for different monetary reasons, multiple people decide to do that. But I did not do that. I stood strong. I stayed true to my village and my villagers, and I kept going, even though other people, but people are catching up with me because, to be honest, it's kind of hard to be at the top, at least right now. Reason being is that other people can raid my village and they can steal resources from me. And if they choose correctly the resource, they get a lot more resources. So it's a very good choice for people to try to attack my village. But on the flip side, it's not really worth it for me to attack anybody right now just because they have a way less score, which means they have less resources. I can only get so many resources from them, but there's a lot higher risk because I could lose a lot more resources when attacking. So it kind of doesn't make sense for me to attack. And I think that's fine. That's kind of just how it works with this, because the game is kind of meant to be that you have multiple people that are your neighboring villages, that's what we call them, that you can attack, that have a similar score to you. And so it's kind of a similar level. And I'm fine kind of being on my my own level here. And, you know, we're always kind of balancing things, changing things a little bit, which is all fine. Let's see if everyone is seeing my stream. Yes, looks like it. Looks like we're good. So yeah, I'm kind of at the top, and that's fine. We have made some changes here. I think last stream we were working on this new kind of darker theme, darker UI, and that is now live, which is pretty cool. There's now like a new app icon. So we made lots of different changes. The other kind of big change was for rewards, where now your rewards accumulate, I guess you could say, whereas there's fees coming through the Fire token, the players are getting those fees based on their score. So the higher score, the more percentage of the split you get, basically, of the fees, and then they accumulate. So you can't lose rewards, you can only gain. So in some ways it's kind of incentivizing to, you know, do well, create a good village that has a high score, and also kind of keep it going because you'll get rewarded more for that over time. And so it's kind of a slow drip kind of thing, especially just depending on like how Fire is doing, I guess you could say. But yeah, it's been fun. People are having fun with it. We've got, I don't know, lots of villages. People are attacking each other, raiding each other. Oh yeah, another thing I could show before we get to the stuff we're going to work on, because we're going to work on some stuff here. The Stoke Fire channel is starting to be kind of fun. People that I'm right now, I'm just kind of manually inviting members to this channel. This is on Warpcast, which is, kind of like a Twitter kind of thing. But people can cast in here, and people are, they're sharing their village. This was a cool frame someone just made today that you can kind of show the stats of your village and share that on here. We got, funny memes coming through. It's starting to get interesting, which is kind of fun. And then the other thing that I just had done in the last day is I had a developer make this bot for me, the Stoke Fire bot. And as you can see, it basically says every raid and every reveal, which is basically all the battle stuff that's happening. And so it's mentioning the certain people, you can kind of see this person raided this person, what they tried to steal. You can see what someone won. This person, Gambo, won 12 food. So it's just, then, you can have some social interactions on here. You can kind of talk some trash talk and stuff like that, which is kind of fun having this kind of be live. So yeah, it makes it more like there's some actual social interactions happening in the game, and it's something that's shareable that people can share, and other people then learn about the game through this. They learn about Stoke Fire that way. Okay, so if you're listening to that and you have any questions about the game or what I've said so far, let me know in the comments, and I'll interact with the chat here. But otherwise, let's jump into what we're trying to do here. So one of the things that's important is the whole rating kind of system. So if you can see here, I'll switch over to my face cam so you can see this. So here you can see this is a guy, Ori, that I can raid, and I can steal food or I can steal wood. And so this is kind of like the raiding, the attacking kind of decision that you have. So there's some strategy here, because if he defends, wood, and I try to attack wood, then he'll actually win. But if I attack and try to raid the thing that he's not defending, then I will win. And so you are kind of guessing a little bit, but you can kind of look at historical data, because it's all on the blockchain. You can see what has this person done in the past. What kind of resources were they trying to get? Maybe even what have they put their villagers on, so they can send their villagers to different resources. And so you can kind of get an idea of, I think that this is something that they're going to try to defend or not, and then make decisions that way. The thing right now, though, is it's kind of hard to see that data within the app. You can kind of see some high-level information on each village of what resources they have. You can go through the activity feed. So there is an activity feed here where you can see everything that people are doing, and you can just kind of scroll through. And this is a global activity feed. So you can see some things, but for an individual player, you can't actually see all their activity very easily. And so that's what we're going to try to fix in this live stream. We'll see if we can get it done by the end of this, is add a new tab, add a new page in the app where, you can imagine you click on a player, and then it would then show a screen of kind of their activity, their profile, things like that. So we'll be able to click on this name right here. Right now, it brings this up. We'll make it so the row brings that up, but then they can click on that, or they can click on it here. We'll go to a new page. They could do it on the leaderboard, so you could be able to click on the leaderboard and see somebody's info that way, or in the activity tab itself. So if we go to the activity tab, and then you click on probably this whole row, I would guess. I mean, maybe we would do the name, because in some of these cases, it will show 2 different users in there. And then that will again show the profile page. And so yeah, it should help with just allowing for people to make some strategy and decisions based on the information. And that's the plan. So yeah, let me know if you have any suggestions or questions. Otherwise, I'm going to kind of dive into this and see what we can do here. I'm going to get some water first, because I've been talking for a little while now. Okay. So let's go ahead. let's just like kind of get something in place here. So we got profile. Can't spell. Okay. So something I've not actually done yet in Expo. So this is Expo, and actually just to make sure, yeah, so we're supposed to make this default. And then something I've not done is handling like a dynamic page. So each village has an ID, and we're going to want to show a different profile based on that ID. So let's actually go Expo docs, and I don't actually know how this works in Expo. We got to see the Expo router. Let's just search it in Google. This is how we're going to move around to different pages. Here we go. Their docs are not my favorite. They're just kind of like everywhere. Okay, so we already have Expo router. Yada yada. Yeah, we're doing all that. Create pages. Okay, so I think this is kind of what we do. Do like user matches dynamic paths, like that. Here we go. We need to find dynamic, if they have it. Dynamic routes, that's what we want. The stream keeps stopping, Kamado says. Haven't seen anyone else mention that. Hopefully it's good now. It says that it's fair, at least on my thing, that it's a fair. I don't know how it's working is decent, I guess. Okay, so like if we had details ID, that would match that. So I think what we can do then, how this will look is this will rename to village ID. And then we'll have a folder profile. Move this inside there. And so now this should be what we need for that. And then use link. So then you just kind of put the path whenever we route to it. So that makes sense. And then we should be able to grab the data. Use local search params. So I guess we'll use something like this in here. Import that. And then this will be village ID. And that's kind of simple enough. Let's, just to kind of get this working, we'll do pixel text. We'll say, so we're going to have to get a village. So we actually have to get a new hook here. But so let's just, for testing, let's just make sure our routing is working. We'll just do something like this, village ID. And so now I think we have to, Kamado, you could go to my Twitter as well if you want to watch there. Potentially it works there better for you. Because yeah, I'm live on my Twitter as well. Okay. So now if we go to what is it? Loading wrapper. This is where we can set up the screen. So I think, or actually we have to set it up inside the tab layouts. So copy one of these, put it in here. We'll say profile for now. Let me see just to make sure. Callan, hello. Because we should have to put its... Well, we could ask, how do you put dynamic routes in the screen? And we can give it Expo Docs. Okay, so do like village ID. Figuring this out as we go. Expo stuff. Yeah, that was what I was thinking. So let's see if we can apply that with the coolness of AI. And then this is going to be village ID, profile, village ID, params, village ID. Okay. We don't want it to be in a tab though. So I think what we can do is get rid of that. And then like our account, I think we can hide it like this. In the options. Okay, so now we should have it set up. We can get to this from our tabs. And then we got to go find one of our first places to actually show this, which would be in, if we go to relations, let's go to our neighbors, player row, and maybe we'll make this whole view. Let's have our AI give a whack at it first. Make this view clickable and go to the village profile, to the profile page for this village. Okay, we'll just try that. Yeah, so we make a touchable opacity. Interesting that they're doing this navigate thing like that. I don't think that's right. But we can start out with that. React navigation, that's not what we're doing. Reject. Okay, anyways, we'll turn this into a touchable opacity on press. And then we can push on profile slash, and then here we bring in the village ID so we get the right village. Like that. We'll put this around that view. Okay. So let's see if this actually works. Might be mad about something that we already set up. Yes, tab bar button. Cannot use href and tab bar button together. Interesting. Well, I didn't know that. What did you expect me to do? Does this work? Just no tab bar button? Okay, maybe. Oh, weird. Shows a little profile there though. It's not what we want. So maybe, ideally, we don't even need this because the name should hopefully give it away, I would think. We'll see. We'll see if it works. So if I click on that, no, that doesn't want to work. Messed up something there. Okay, so something's not working. Okay, let's try putting this over in our leaderboard player row. We're going to try over here because this doesn't have anything clickable right now. This right here. Because yeah, we might have to fix up. Okay, got a router. Go to the leaderboard. Oh. Okay, so that kind of worked. Let's see. Here, I'll be back in a second. I might need to go help my kid. Okay, so it worked. You can see our village ID here. So it kind of worked. We don't have a way to get back easily, but also I think you notice clicking the profile doesn't work. It's like only right here on the name, which we want it to be more than that. Oh, same on there. So that at least is kind of working. We need to kind of move it. I wonder, so on the leaderboard, we might as well make the whole row clickable, I guess. We have nothing else you can do on there. So I think that makes sense. So if we move this and put it right there, now the whole thing is clickable. And we can get over, you can see it's changing. So that routing is working. The main thing is we're gonna want to have some kind of like back. Probably would want on some kind of animation too. Or like it should like slide over, right? Maybe it's not because it's in a. Let's see. Go back to like the Expo router stuff. Reference. No. Something on like animations. To try to options, presentation. Something like that might have what we want. If we go here, so we don't need this. Let's see, what was that? Presentation. Doesn't seem like it has it though. Let's see if our AI can know. In Expo, how do you have page slide over? Custom transition. Man, I feel like they have to have something, an easier way than that. It could potentially be on this too. Navigate. Just kind of the same thing. Well, another thing that we want to do is, can you make the header left have a back button? So it has like the arrow. I wonder if you're able to set just on the one screen we have. If I took this and like, can we overwrite it down here? Like so. There we go. See? And then we just need to make it touchable opacity. And then if we add some kind of like arrow thing, might even be able to use one of these emojis like that. Does not want to be level looking. Okay, well, we can add a on press as well. So where did it go back to? Back. It's not the back we wanted. Yeah. Wonder why it's not keeping track. Welcome here. Okay. Lag on there. Okay. The error is still not great. And then it just goes back to like the first tab. Well, we could try this navigation thing that they've got going on here. Yeah, we have navigation here. See if that one keeps. Oops. Dots. I don't have access to that. It's not in here. So maybe we can get it here. Be good to me. Let's see. Header options. Does this type have? Let's see. Can we get the navigation here for our options? So you can get it up in the tab itself. Yeah, that would only allow that. Use navigation. I guess we'll try that. I don't really know what the difference is between the router and the navigation, but I guess we will find out here. We'll see if it works differently. All right, so we did that, and then we went back. Same thing. Well, that's kind of annoying. It's not what we're wanting. The tree is not part of the stack navigator. Won't work. If there is a previous screen in the stack. Well, so we could try, maybe we need to make sure we're using the navigation here. Navigation. Yeah, I mean, I guess it's the difference of, am I using the router or navigation? Dots. Navigate. Okay, maybe there's another one. Maybe that's not right. Navigate, reset, set params, set options. I thought it had to be, thought it was navigate. File-based routing. Stack navigator. So we could use these links. Link. Groups. Use navigation. Navigation.dispatch. Open a drawer. Seems like they're using navigation differently. So maybe navigation is not what we want. Should have more on the use router. Man, like I said, these docs are just not my favorite. There's like multiple pages for multiple things. It's like, okay, we've been looking at the router, but where's info on should push to the current route? So like this is the router that we have, but it should push it onto the history. So we should be able to go back to it. And then there's navigation. It looks like kind of a different thing. Here's the router. Here we go. Found something. Navigate to provide href. Using a push operation if possible. So they're kind of the same thing for just that. So yeah, seems like we want to use router.push. We don't care about this navigation. But also, while we're here, we want this to be around this as well. And then I'm going to have to add some styling here. Not quite. Flex row, maybe. Then this can be. So this is flex row. This is has another view. And do flex. Column or row, I don't remember. But then put that here. Okay. So we got that. This portion looks fairly correct. We can go there. We can go back. It doesn't go back to where we want. But then now we need maybe this. Okay, so that's. I think this is taking too much space. A little bit of lag. Yeah, so this needs to then go up in the same row. And then it should, but it's like this thing is taking the whole width. So we need to get rid of that. Okay, maybe not. And center flow row. Let's see, I really messed up. Really messed this up here. Hey, Jordan. Nice to see ya. Let's see. I messed up my flex row here. So these are that's not quite what we want. All right, so that's kind of good, but then we want this right here to be on the same row as that one. So, so if I make this a row, I think it's just putting it over because this is like taking, yeah, see it's taking like the whole width. Let's see, so if I ask, make this only take up the content width. overflow hidden item center. I don't know. We'll see. Let's try it. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I know knows what it's doing. So we got that. We can then click on there to go to the profile. And then the only other thing is that we want this to take up more space. Let's see if I do flex one. There we go. So that pushes it over. And so you can click on, but we don't really want that. So let's make this empty space now also clicks on the profile. So maybe if we do this flex, and then we could do like a empty view and have it be flex one. And it should take up, takes up this empty space. So everything you do here clicks here, and then if you actually click on the name. Okay, cool, that's better. If we go to the leaderboard, anywhere in here, that works. All right, so we got those buttons kind of working. But then we still have this issue with our back button not really doing what we want. So if we're on the relations. Let's do the router again. Can dismiss, can go back, dismiss. Maybe that's what we want. We just dismiss this view instead. Not handled by any navigator. Wonder what this would say. There's no screens to go back. So we can't go back. It's like we have nothing on our history for some reason. Wonder why that would be the case. It's like I thought push would put it on the stack. On root screen. Well, you'd think that would do the trick. Now, they also have the link component and linking. That's a different. If there's history that supports invoking the back function, let's It's like, okay, expo router put stack on the history. Like that's what we want to do. Why isn't the pushing happening? Maybe we need to look through this a little bit. We've done this. Screen. Header button. Removes duplicate screens when pushing a route that is already in the stack. Okay, but we should still have one. Dismiss and remove one or many routes from a stack. Dismiss action. If the current screen is the only route in the stack, it will dismiss the entire stack. So, it's like, do I have to have a new stack for relation? It's like, do I have to have a stack within a stack? Is that what they're trying to make me do? I don't think that would make sense. Or maybe it's because I'm on a tab navigator. Maybe that makes it different. That's probably true, actually. It's probably that a tab navigator is only like replace because you're in a tab. That's probably the problem. I bet. So we probably have to make like a new tab in here and then have it as a part of that. Because I could see a tab navigator being different. All right, I'm gonna like clean this up and we're gonna try this. Yada yada, we don't need any of that. We're gonna remove just about all of these. And then, so if I go to the wrapper here, we just want kind of a standard looking stack like this. So I can remove the tab version with all this stuff. Oh, lag, come on. Highlight, there we go. Oh man. We crashed from lag. Here we go. Put it there. Import this. Okay. Stack like so. Get rid of this modal. So now, and then like our first one, I guess would be profile, village ID. We'll just call this profile layout. All right, so the question then is, within our layout here, how do we then move to, how do we add a screen for our inner stack in, let's see, files right here. Because we want to show that. Stack.screen. So it's putting a whole, this is probably also why with our tab screen, it wasn't like doing that normal animation over it, where now hopefully we could. I don't know if this is right though. In a tab stack, nested stacks, a stack for each tab. Stack navigation and inside tab navigation. It's kind of what we're doing. Yeah, look, I've got like a profile screen. Let's see what they're gonna say. Didn't say much. Stack for each tab. So in this one, they put the tab screen, they go to that page. Yeah, so if we just went to profile, that would get us to here where we have our stack in the layouts. So I think if we got rid of this and we just did profile there, we probably don't need this. That will hopefully take us to profile, where we now go here, and then I think we can get rid of profile here and get rid of it here. And so then hopefully you're then kind of jumping through the stacks to our new stack. Don't think we need this index one, at least for now. All right, let's see what happens. Ooh. Don't have my back. Don't have my, it's also showing the profile back down there, so that's not right. It's not wanting to jump here. Let's reload. There we go. We got this weird profile thing showing up. Let's see, where did my back button go? I think we need to have this header left in, well, you'd think it would be here. I guess you can put it here again. And then we probably don't need it here. Still no back. Thought for sure we would have a back now. Well, that's why it's like, if this was then in this layout, put it in there and then maybe it will have it. But then it doesn't even show it. Don't really know what I'm doing here, as you can see. Yeah, I didn't put it there yet. Ah, man. Then we have we actually have 2 stacks in here. Probably have to hide. Yeah, so it's like the tab. That is so weird. It's like the tab. It's like we actually have a stack inside a stack. Instead of it replacing the head of that one. Yeah, I wonder if I could find. It's like we need to find some template for this. Expo router tab stack. If we could find using tab inside a stack. They got their tabs. I wonder if I'm doing something wrong there too. Because it's like you have your group. Well, maybe that's. Because we had before, you go to your tabs, and it has your group with the parentheses. I don't think we would have to do that in this case, but not exactly sure. Problem: nesting stack navigators inside tab navigator. This is kind of what we're talking about. Tab screen, and then they push on this whole thing. Different tab stack. Why can't they just make this as easy as next.js? I mean, that's what I'm used to. It's just URLs, and you can nest as many as you want. But this is kind of just weird. They're returning different stacks. That seems weird. Probably not right. What else can we see on here? Let's see if we search for Expo GitHub Expo router templates. I want some templates to see how are people doing this. Components, all right, app. Okay, they got their layout. They got this drawer. So they've got screens. Okay, interesting. So here they have a details. So I wonder if that is a detail inside of, and then they do this. If we go to the details page, they are passing some info into here. Values.user. So then it's like, do they then push on the details somewhere? This is the details page of your app. Not looking like an answer for us yet. Local first template. Well, I might have to look more into this. Native examples. Multiple different examples here. Yeah, so I might have to look more into this myself. But maybe for right now, if we just like got this page working, we could at least kind of design the actual profile page itself for a village. So then we could at least get that. And that would be good. So yeah, I think we'll start with that, and then I can kind of figure out what I'm doing a little bit better on the other stuff. I think, so first thing we're going to do is I'm going to grab the PFP, the name, the handle, some of this stuff. So we're going to kind of reuse that in here. We're going to have a hook to get the village so that we have that to show. We already have a hook for a village, and we can pass it the token ID. So yeah, this one should work for us. The only thing is this, I think this is doing some extra stuff we don't really want it to do. Like, it's updating things for your own village, where we want just a very simple, we don't want it to do anything. We just want to get the data. So maybe, and actually we already have the village data. And so this would make an extra request. So if there was a way we could somehow pass the village into here, but we only have that ID. Well, so another option is maybe to use this use villages hook. It's going to have some data, and we could maybe just like filter out for our village that we want. And since it's using SWR, it shouldn't be it only reconnects on that. So yeah, we could call this filter for a village. I think that would work. And then we're not messing with anything. Hey, Neo. Thanks for stopping by. .id equals village ID. Possibly undefined. So if not village, what are we going to do? Well, this should never happen. But we could just return that. And do we want to show... What is this village? We need to do a different one. Just get one village. Yeah, find. There we go. Should have something here now. Yeah, we got something. Let's see if we can do a different size here. So what if we did a size? It's a number. And the default is 8, and you don't have to set it. So then we don't have to edit anything else that we have. And it will be it'll be 8 by default. But then we can get something bigger for here. We can do like size, I don't know, 22. Doesn't, has to be a tailwind number. Does not want to work. See, is it working for, yeah, it's working for the normal ones. I wonder if these numbers, I mean, you should be able to make it bigger still. What in the world? I guess that's the bigger one. Oh, is it something weird where... Well, I know I'm making it bigger there, but... Okay, so it's something with the maybe image source or the object cover, the rounded full. Doesn't like it being so large. I mean, it should just stretch out the image there. That's pixel size. That's not right. So we did like 72. Okay, never mind. We don't want that. Oh, I think if I remember right, it might not be able to do it well within that. Let's see. Width height, and we'll say that it's yeah, I remember Tailwind not liking doing this inside here. I'm trying to remember why. What if we did just normal concatenation? Really not getting that to work like we're wanting today. It's kind of annoying. All right, let's reset this. Well, yeah, that's kind of annoying. What else can we do here? So we could add, so I think we're going to add like the bio. Let's see, flex row. We can make that bigger and stuff. We're going to add like a link to their Warpcast so you can like click over to that. We have the users, we have their bios. We can do village.player.bio. After Crypto Confidential. What? So we've got that. We're gonna add, I think it's resources. And this component, should add, their resources just like that. So that would be kind of cool. We can kind of style these things to be a little bit better. Let's do MX for something like that. And let's do MY for. So now we have some of that kind of info. We could do space Y2, some spacing in between each one. And then eventually we'd want to show like what their villagers are doing currently. So I have to think about doing that. But then the other main thing that we want, I do pixel text, class name, text large, activity. And so then we can show like a scroll view of their activity. So if we go here, we're more or less going to do something similar to this. Event description, yada, yada. So let's take this and we'll make a new component so that we can reuse it. Do we already have like an activity? Excuse me. We'll do event.tsx. Event. Paste that in. Get some props in here. Let's see. We need an event. Make all these things stop being red. That will be good for us. Let's see, what type is this? Village event. Use village. No, it's not in here. Activity event. That's what it is. And actually, we probably should call this component an activity event. And rename it. It's more clear what this is. All right, we're getting there. I don't know if you can hear my daughter, my daughter crying. I probably should go get her. Okay, so now we've got that working. Makes this all reusable, so we can reuse our events. Yeah, so this is React Humble Coder. This is React Native. So yeah, running on mobile, but you get to use React, which is cool and nice because React's amazing. Okay, I will be back in a second. Gotta go get my daughter and then we will continue. Okay, back at it. All right, so now we can return our new activity event, pass in the index, pass in the event. What's it not like about this? Duplicate. Oh yeah, because we've got the type itself as well as this. So what should we call this? Activity event row. It is kind of like, it is a row. So maybe that can work. Just to make that more clear. So now this is where this is also used. Still works. But now we can basically make a similar kind of thing here on this page. So we can do a scroll view. I mean, we'll actually kind of copy this. And we'll even have an activity feed. But this is a different activity. We could even do, we'll pass in a village ID query by that. And then if it's not there, it just grabs them all. So we can kind of edit that as well. So in some ways, yeah, well, I'll just copy it because we might, you never know, we might do something different next time or with this in some way. We'll copy this for now. Use activity feed. Loading animation. This can be a little smaller. Events could be null. Say and well, if it's null, we can show that. Loading. Okay. So for right now, it's just gonna show, oh, what's it gonna do? Took him a second there. Okay, a thing or two. Obviously we're gonna have to show that person's events. I think that we want the whole thing to be scrolling. I don't really like when there's like a partial scroll. Maybe you agree? Hopefully you agree. So that's good, because then we can go get rid of that, scroll here, and then make it a scroll view there. Scroll view there. And then this needs something around it. Oh yeah, so since that was weird, it took a moment before it navigated. So I have to figure out why that was. Look at that. I think it's much better. kind of cleaner. Let's see. Let's do a margin bottom 2 there. This whole profile thing, obviously, we're gonna have to fix that. That will go away. The other thing I need to do is this in 8 days. Someone mentioned that it's kind of light. So if we go here and do like gray 200, that's a little too much. 300, and we can do maybe 400. That's better. Okay. So now let's make it so that we're actually grabbing the correct activity for this user, so that we're just getting his activity. So in our activity feed, we could do village ID, and it's going to be a number or null. And it is allowed to be null. And I think what we can do, I'll just have the AI do it. Let's see, pass a village ID into this query, because we've got to make that into a function. It will just kind of pass that in. Is that how that works? Maybe. I figured that it was going to actually make that into a function. Let's see, I'm pretty sure I do that. Yeah, like right here. This is what we want. Token ID. And then we'll actually pass it in. So then events where village ID is token ID. So we might have to turn this into 2 queries maybe. Yeah, because like if it's null, then we don't really want to pass in that all that stuff. So we could do event query single we could do event query village. We could call it that. And then I'll make another one that's just basic. Back to what it was before. Like that. So then we can use either. All that should work pretty similar. And so then I can do up here, use activity feed, village ID. Argument type string or That's funny. It could be a string. Should only be one. Fine, I guess we have to do a number here. Or a string here. Okay. We might be in business now. Let's see. Loading. Get the user. Oh, doing some cool little loading there. That's cool. Testing 2 revealed. Seems like it might be legit, maybe. Let's see. Testing 2 did that. These events are kind of weird because they're like testing accounts. In 8 days, 8 days. It should all be the same. Yeah, it's kind of slow moving over into that. Seems like it's still grabbing everything here, actually. Which it shouldn't. It should really only be that there. What if I went into this guy? Oh, doesn't like that. Invalid arguments. Probably because that's like, these testing accounts are kind of messed up right now. Okay. Yeah, it seems like it's definitely getting all the events still. So something that's not quite right here. Events. Village ID. Well, this is messed up here at least, this query. But I don't know if that would be the issue. Let's do like 150. I think that you don't need as many. Okay, if we go to him. No, still pulling in other events. So, not quite right. Definitely don't like how slow it is. Well, let's go over here to our little local query. And we'll try playing around with this just to make sure this is correct. Unexpected character. Oops. Found one. Oh, it should be. Oh, actually, this is potentially our issue. So in here, if I actually put quotes around this, that might fix it. But we'd also expect to get some kind of error here. Oh, we do. Invalid argument. Maybe it didn't reload. And check the render method of profile. Unique key prop. Maybe we'll have to do some kind of check on this. I mean, so it worked. This worked. And all village ID 1. So this should be the exact same query that we have here. Maybe I should just make sure that we're passing the right query here. Ooh, we're passing in undefined. So that would do it. That would definitely mess up something. But probably because it could be how we're doing this here, but it would be the same. That should only be logging if I'm not passing undefined. But is it passing undefined as a string or something? Let's see. So we're up here, use activity feed as string. Let's see, what is this thing? Oh, we're passing as a string, but it's not a string, it's undefined. We just need it to not be, we do like as string or undefined, is that a thing? So we could do like if there's a value, then we pass it as a string. Otherwise, it stays undefined. Something like that. That might be what we want. There we go. Look, we've got 1 in here now. And we can already see it's working. We've got our PFP. We know it's this guy. Tests. Only seeing him. Perfect. Okay, so we're getting a little bit closer. That's good. What else can we do before we end here? Maybe we do like a link out. We could do like a link out to do a link out to like Warpcasts. That could be good. Let's get rid of this log now. See, that's interesting. So it loads quick there. I wonder if I jump back now, it's kind of slow. I wonder if it's like there's so much data here already. We could shorten it down to 100, make it a little smaller. I think this might also be where it's like valuable to have a different stack, because I think it might be storing like in this whole tab stack, it might be storing that visual data somewhere so that it can jump back to it, which isn't necessarily good. But anyways, 100 is maybe better. You know, I'm sure people would like to see some time, like how much time do they have left on their fire. That would be interesting information to make decisions off of. What their villagers are doing. But yeah, one of the things we want to do is show their warp casts. So let's see, so maybe we can do that here. On press, I think what we can do is router.push and then warpcast.com/, let's go see, it's just their username. And since mobile, it should like redirect. If you have the mobile app, it should just like open that up. Okay. Expo router. But then eventually we're going to want to get like, I don't know, the Warpcast icon of some sort. Let's see if this works. Text. We got to do text here. Okay, so, you know, it's not right placement, but boom, goes over to warpcast.com. Hey, look at that. There's actually someone named Test on Warpcast that we can see here. And so yeah, if we actually had the app, which this is a simulator, so it doesn't, it would just open up the Warpcast app. So we'll kind of play around with that, but that's kind of the idea there. But yeah, this is starting to come together. We got some stuff to figure out. We've got to still figure out the stack navigator, being able to go back. I want to be able to go back right to the page that you were on. So we will have to figure that out. Hey, Mustafa, you want some access, I see. What's your username, though? I know you gave me your FID, but I want to check out your username first. So, yeah, this is probably about where we're going to end. Made some progress, got some issues to fix. But this is going to be really nice because then more strategy can happen because you can actually see what an individual's doing, what the resources are. Everyone kind of has their own page. Eventually, I have to make it so you can kind of look at your own. Actually, that will be helpful too, to be able, because right now you can only see your own village. Eventually, this little profile icon, like maybe this becomes your own profile page, so you can check out yourself too, which would probably be helpful to see even your own activity. Just kind of remember, like, okay, what did you do previously? What's worked in the past? Knowing that other people might be making decisions off of that data as well. So, yeah, I think this is definitely going to be interesting, and hopefully I can get this done in the next day or so. Definitely is possible. So I will keep you guys tuned. Thanks for watching. I know it was a little bit slow there and a little bit of it because I kind of got stuck